Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time ever being here, you're welcome. We'd love to have you. You're awesome. With that being said, this channel exists to simplify the complexities of the home studio and to help you create professional sounding music in a less than professional space. Our motto around here is that we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. Speaking of togetherness, that's what we're talking about today. So we are listening to song submissions that have been submitted by awesome people just like yourself who have, over the course of the last month, come up with a song. They've submitted it to this song. It used to be called a song contest. Maybe I need to change that to just, I don't know, song submission. I don't know. Maybe it still is in a sense a contest. But anyway, that can all be done through the 𝗏𝗏studio_simplified.com website. There's a place there to upload your song right there. You don't have to worry about having some kind of special upload link or nothing like that. And for those of you, like Mark has just jumped in, for those of you who have not created a track as of yet or got one finished because it's not the end of the month like we normally do it on the last week of the month. The last week of this month is going to be very busy for everybody though. So we're going to be doing this week. With that being said, the stream must go up in public. It should be set to public. I'm not sure why it's not. Or maybe that's just me going down a rabbit trail right now. Yeah, it's set to public. So with that being said, these individuals have taken the time to put together a song for us this week, and we're going to be listening to these songs. Now, what happens is we listen to the songs. I give sort of my critique on those. Sometimes I don't have anything to say at all, but what I'm trying to do is not to downgrade anyone's skills. That's not what this channel is about. In fact, you'll find that everyone in the chat, everyone that myself included, are just going to be as straightforward as possible without being mean or rude. But the whole premise of this channel is to help you to get better at the craft that you're trying to perfect. And sometimes, you know, that does require us to kind of dig into the song and go, well, you know, it's a great song, but we do that in a way around here. I feel that it doesn't shame you, doesn't make you feel like you're less than a person. We try to do it in such a way to where it's constructive feedback. It's not destructive. We're not like slaying people and telling them how your music stinks. That's not what this is about. This channel is all about building one another up. And at times, you know, myself included, people have called me out about some of my stuff, and that's fine. That's what we want. We want to have, you know, that open dialogue because that's where learning really happens. So I'm just doing some last minute, finishing up some last minute things here to get this stream set up. But while we're doing that, if you are here on the channel and this is your first time and maybe you're wondering, okay, well, you've told me what the channel is about. What necessarily is what goes on here? So I've tried my best to just explain that. But if in the course of this video, if something is said or done, or you're just having some fun, make sure to give the video a like, give it a big thumbs up. And if something happens on here that you're like, I don't necessarily care for that, let me know that too. I need to know, I need to have feedback on what is working. And remember that, especially now, this is a labor of love. So all of the courses that I used to offer, like for sale, are now for free here on the channel. I've done that as a means to help myself to not be in debt to the tax man. I've also done that just to alleviate any undue pressure on myself to keep selling stuff all the time. It's been a huge weight off my shoulders to just tell you guys that it's there, that it's free. If you want it, you can have it, and not to feel like a salesman anymore. Maybe, you know, somewhere down the line, we'll pick back up on the business side of things. We'll start having those inclusive live streams where we're doing things like that, but I don't know. Thank you so much, 𝗏𝗏, who has been an assistant engineer now for 19 months. Thank you so much. So if you do want to still support the channel in some way, shape, or form, 𝗏𝗏 has just pointed out there is a way to do that here by becoming a YouTube member, or you can join the Patreon page. Now, to be honest, I've kind of tried to move everything to YouTube just to make it where it's all coming from one place is a lot easier. What you will get access to by becoming a YouTube member is you'll get access to my Cakewalk, what's it called? Themes. Yeah, I just drew a blank there. My Cakewalk themes. So that's kind of like what I'll be using here today. You can see like the shiny theme kind of looks like an iPhone theme. There's other themes that you're getting access to as well. Actually, I might be able to pull those up here while let's see here. And here I'm like, I don't want to become a salesman. And here I'm trying to get you to become a member. You don't have to become a member. That's not at all what you need to do. Okay, so here's like the old school theme. This is the pro theme, the Sheen theme. That's what it's called. That's the one that I'm on right now. You'll get access to those, and you'll also get access to a free 3-hour, well, it won't be free if you're becoming a member, but for 3 hour, it's a 3-hour live mixing session that was once a paid course, again, that was called Mastering the Mix. And we literally will take a song from beginning to finish to end, and we will have that song mixed and mastered by the end of those 3 hours. I cover everything step by step. Because it was a live masterclass, people are asking questions live. So there's a lot of great things where people are asking maybe even the same questions that you might be asking while someone is mixing a song. And then we get those songs, we get that song mixed, and then we send that out, and I show you exactly how to do all that step by step. It's super cool. You get access to that as well. That is not just on the internet or on my YouTube channel. That is for paid members only, and it at whatever level. So even if you enter in at $1.99 a month, you're going to get access to that. So enough of that salesman stuff. As I just said, I didn't want to be, but I do still need to offset the cost of the time that's invested in this. So that's why I'm doing this. With that being said, there's still super chats as well. All right. I've said all that to say this. Thank you all so much for showing up today. We got some awesome song submissions. We have 5 of them because it's kind of earlier in the month. And then I'm going to go through and kind of show you a little bit of a song that I've been working on. So I'm constantly being harped on, DJ Big Red 81, about not having a song completed or done myself. And I totally get that. You know, I'm constantly preaching to the choir here. You guys need to stay creative, get a song done. And then I'm like not doing one myself. So I don't want to be that guy. But before we get into that, let's jump into the chat section here and let's see who all is here. Let me scroll back up to the top. We got DJ Big Red 81, followed by Leon Banks was second on the chat to say, hey, DJ, what's up, Leon? Good to see you. Nexus 4 demo channel. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you again. Oh, good old Kev Gresham's up in here. Jurgen is here. Good to see you, Jurgen. Haven't seen you. Well, you were here in the last one. Times have been crazy here lately. So Crackly Software's here. 𝗧𝗵𝗂𝗀𝗀. We got some Canadians, eh? We've got some Canadians up in here. Mob the Gamer is also up in here. Of course, we gave him a big shout out here just a minute ago. Thank you so much, by the way, Mob, for just supporting me throughout the years. Mark George, you're awesome. Micah is all up in here. And it looks like Norm Evans has just kind of snuck in the back door here. Hard on Fishing, good to see you. And Merry Christmas to you as well. Simon Greatbatch, first timer. Let's give him a big round of applause. Nice. Good to see you. And 0010 Kev says hi all. And that's another first timer. Let's give him a big round of applause. Awesome. Michael Wilson Project. Good to see you, buddy. He is not a first timer. Actually, he's been on the stream quite a bit here lately. So good to see you. All right. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's song submissions. The way that I've been doing this here lately is instead of like reading what the individuals have wrote in, I just kind of show it up on the screen. It makes it a little bit simpler. Gives you kind of time to read it while you're listening to the song, which actually I found is kind of a good thing too, because at least for me personally, it seems like what it does is it keeps you from listening to the song too critically. It makes you sort of listen to it in a better way. So, hey, Andrew Tidwell, sneaking in there. Look at you, guy. Give him a big round of applause. Awesome. Bob Consley's Wistful Autumn Days is our first song that'll be up. Let's go ahead and bring that up here. And as we're listening to the song, I'll pull up the backstory for the song for you to check that out as well. Let's give it a listen. Now this does look like it gets a little louder, so I'm not gonna go too crazy here. Very wistful, like you just said. That was, yeah. It had that, almost had like a Beach Boys sound to it. I liked the way the guitars were blended. It sounded very good. I loved the effects that you were using on the guitars too. Those are actually underutilized effects. I think a lot of times people overlook those because they sound a little too dated. In this instance, man, it sounded really good. I loved the almost, well, wistful is a good word. I see now why you threw that in there, but also I was thinking whimsical. I love that whimsical. It just kind of like flowed, and it almost felt like, especially there at the end of the song, almost felt like it was that transition from, fall into winter. Like I could see the next song coming on with the sound of like snow falling. Yes, snow falling does have a sound. And just hearing like some sleigh bells in the background and some cool stuff happening there. So, that's not a bad idea for an album right there. Just call it Seasons and just have like 4 songs, but make them like longer and have them go from, I better not give that idea away. I might do that. Right. We all know I won't have time. Nexus Demo Channel. Thank you so much for your $2 super chat. I appreciate that very much. In fact, something must be broken here because that was supposed to come on and it did not. Thank you so much. And by that, I mean the galaxy in the background. Used to anyway, when someone would donate a super chat, this thing would come on, and it's not doing that anymore. Shame on you. And then I would have to come back in here and turn it off. Now I've got to actually turn it on. Oops. Not all of them, just that one. There we go. But yeah, thank you so much for that. Yeah, everyone's saying nice guitar tone. Absolutely. And I do apologize for YouTube's timing on the commercials. That stinks. Yeah, I never know when they're going to go in there, and I don't see them, so I don't know. Anywho. Creative Devices. Hey, what's up, brother? Good to see you in here. And Dave Wielders just came in here. I believe he's another first timer. Let's give him a big round of applause. Awesome. All right, so we have coming up next. Let me make sure I get this one up here. It's our good friend Crackly Software. And this is from what I just read. This is going to be a themed song for the holidays. So let's check this out. I think I'm going to turn on the TRS-1 on this one. Very cool.
Christmas time, time that chimes for everyone, time for peace, peace for all of the world, gift of love, loving, giving all you can from your heart. Of those that mean so much, all our friends as well, sharing the best of times round the tree. Such a happy time we share, having dreams come true for me and for you.
Very cool. I like that.
Christmas cheer comes to those who need it most. Find it here inside of your heart. Make the most. It is here
Bro. The AI singer thing is just blowing my mind. Wow. Wow. So Andrew Tidwell, to address you, hang in there. Wow. You know, Crackly, that was amazing and very timely too, considering the season that we're in. Really love the fact that you're stepping out there and using those AI vocalists. A lot of people are against that. I think you're doing it very tastefully though. I really do. And it really fit the mood of the song. So great job with that. The mix was great. And the arrangement was really, it lent itself to that seasonal sound. It was great. Good job, man. Good job. So Andrew has voiced here in the chat, it's overwhelming how much I don't know about sound. Let's go ahead and bring that up and let's kind of address that for a second, because Andrew, one thing that I would tell you is that everyone here that submitted a song, myself included, everyone in the chat, we've got some really great musicians here in the chat. I'm talking like stellar musicians here in the chat. With that being said, everyone has a starting point. Don't get discouraged. And also, I would even go a step further and say, don't get so hung up on the technical side of things that you miss out on the creative fun that you can have. A lot of people, we've all got caught up into it. I've got caught up into it myself, where you get so hung up on, I've got to have the right microphone. I've got to have my room treated. I've got to have the right reference monitors. I've got to have the right cables. I mean, I've went all the way down to where like, I thought the cables mattered that much. By and large, if you have a great song that tells a great story, that will trump a great recording any day. By and large, people will overlook a kind of substandard recording if the song makes them feel something. And we talk about that a lot here on this channel, creating music that creates atmosphere or that creates emotional, exactly, G-Doggy. By the way, first timer. But creating music that creates emotion and feeling and drive, that's where it's at. So don't get caught up so much in the technical. Yes, you have to know the technical. That can come later, and it can come in time. It can come in spurts. And channels like this, Produce Like a Pro, that's another huge channel that's doing a lot of good for the audio community. You know, these individuals, myself included, we're here to help you get where you need to go. But even with that being said, like, don't go into this quagmire, this rabbit hole of looking at, 450 videos that all are going to tell you what microphone to use, or, like, tutorials are great. Tips and tricks videos are awesome. Don't get hung up on those though. Get to knowing your instrument better. Learn mic placement. Learn what makes your voice sound great with an EQ. Learn where to place your microphone in the room to get the best recording. I mean, it's simple things like this that honestly are going to put you light years ahead of where you would have been if you just were going down that road of searching after gear. So I've said all that out of a place of experience, and hang in there, man. We're glad to have you here. You're in a safe space here with individuals that will definitely try to help you as best as we can. So yeah, I just wanted to stop and say that because, and then you asked a question, what program is this? This is Cakewalk by BandLab. I think it's going to not be by BandLab anymore. It's just going to be Cakewalk. I don't know. They keep changing it. But this is as of right now, it's still a free DAW. There's a lot of free alternative options that are out there, by the way, for DAWs that you can get your hands on to just start recording. There's GarageBand if you're on a Mac. There's Audacity. There's, even 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗵𝗲, they have an app that you can record right onto your phone. So there's no excuse as far as that's concerned, but just, take it at pace and don't get too overwhelmed with all of the extra jargon that you're going to hear. So it's going to go back to Cakewalk Sonar. That's right. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, hang in there, Andrew. You're going to do great. And I'm looking forward to your first song submission on here. It's always it's one of them things where people's like, I don't know if I want to do this. This is kind of scary. And then they submit the song and they realize that like there's a ton of people that really like it and think it's awesome. And so just go for it, man. Shoot for the moon. I do eat cake down by the ocean. Studio One for life, baby. You guys crack me up, I tell you what. All right, so our next song is by, let me make sure I get this right. 𝗬𝗏. Well, here, I'll put the backstory up on the screen first. Rolf Kesting. Okay. This is our next song submission. Let's check it. Whoa, I need to turn off the T-Rex one. My bad, guys. I did not mean to just blow your eardrums out. This one has obviously already been mastered, or at least attempted to, so we don't need to do that. All right. Hopefully this will be better. Loud noise still in 3, 2, 1.
To play, yeah, he bold. Trust me, darling, my heart rolls. We can play like my heart's not broken. Must be joking. Say you'll save me, but these waves are crashing. Let's go.
Very cool. Great job, man. Dude, that was, wow. Yeah, that was head bopping, knee tapping, get out on the floor, shake your booty. Man, that was good stuff. I got nothing to say about that mix either. I'm not a big I don't mix a lot of EDM music. So I can't like speak directly to like, was that a good EDM mix or not? But what I can say is from just what I do mix, the mix itself sounded like it was mixed pretty well. It was very sporadic. There was a lot of stuff going on, and yet you could still hear everything clearly and defined. That low end was great, and that kick was really poking through the mix very well. So yeah, great job on that. Now I will say, as some have already said in the chat here, it looks very smashed. Dynamics are your friends. I will say that in this particular genre of music, that's actually the norm for there to be no dynamics. Like, your dynamics are that kick pulsating, pumping in and out. So it doesn't look right, but it sounds right. So, all right. Up next, we have song number 4. Let me try to pull up here real quickly. Woe to Those by our good friend 𝗧𝗵𝗃 𝗧𝗃𝗀𝗃. Okay, so this is, in my estimation, what has happened here is, so we challenged 𝗧𝗃 to write a song that was not upbeat and chipper, because every time he writes a song, it's like really upbeat and chipper. There's nothing wrong with that at all. He does a great job at it. But I kind of just put the challenge out there, like, can you write something that's dark and woeful? And so this is what he's given us. Woe to Those. Let's give this a listen here. Turn on the T-Rex.
Won't act like they should.
Okay, 𝗧𝗃𝗃, you did it, man. You definitely, I mean, I could just hear it in your voice, the woefulness, the downright anger. Wow. You just, phew. How did you take lyrics like that and still make it sound happy? Oh, man. I can see the Lord putting you at the pearly gates, and you would be the guy that's telling people that they can't go in. Because he would be like, we've got one person that can do this and still sound happy. Send 𝗧𝗵𝗃 out there. And you'd be like, hey, how you doing, fella? Looks like you didn't make it. Ha ha. Anywho. Not that there's anything funny about that, but man, definitely was great mix on the track. Definitely was hopping, 185 BPMs, man alive. And I do got to say, since you first started submitting songs too, the production quality of your songs has went up tremendously as far as like spatiality, you know, making full use of the stereo field. Yeah, there's so much, like, you can just tell like when people are improving. And I want to let you guys know that whenever I hear it, because sometimes it's like, as we're improving ourselves, like we don't hear the improvement sometimes because we think we're moving in like little bitty increments, you know, millimeter increments. And people that, you know, are detached from that, they're like, no, you're getting light years better. So yeah, kudos to you, man. It's really sounding good. You're doing a good job. Keep up the good work. Awesome. So let's see what else we got here. Somebody's complaining about the likes here. So we got 24 folks watching and 16 likes. Come on, fellas. If you've been watching it this long, surely there's something that you can give it a like about. Surely. Even Shirley Temple. Give a like for her and her curls, her little red curls. So up next we have our good friend, let's see here, DJ Panoramics with the Magical Land of Panoramics. Awesome. And then we're going to have a surprise submission that just snuck in. I haven't forgot about you. So let's go ahead and give this a listen. I'm going to go ahead and leave the 𝗬𝗏 on here.
Here all things are possible and all things meet their opposites.
The future,
And past,
desire,
and regret,
knowledge,
and no limit.
Very cool. Liking the vibe here.
Closing my eyes, invoking deep meditation, emptying my mind of all thoughts until eventually there is a blank space, desolate, completely white, bright, unbound in a multidimensional plane, nothingness almost. Then, suddenly, places, faces, people, noise, all of which I imagine right here in my mind.
Okay, dude, that was deep. Man, there was some stuff happening there that a lot of stuff going on in that soundscape. Kudos to you for getting that all to sound really tight, setting together, because that's not easy at all. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, a surprise submission from none other than Mob the Gamer. So Mob just slipped this in at the last minute. And the only thing that he said about this one, he says, been working on it for a year, wanted it to sound orchestral, and huge. All right. That already has my interest built. So thank you so much for those of you who listened a second ago when I asked you to like. It looks like we now have 17 likes instead of 16. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. It's fine. I don't need your likes to feel loved. Let's see. What are we doing here? Okay, I'm trying to get, my apologies, I'm trying to get this to there. So it looks like over the course of this year, we've had 309 submissions already. That's crazy. And Mob the Gamers was the 309th. We have 18 likes. Wow, we're climbing now. We're getting up there, boys. Awesome. Yeah, it is good to see you again, Mob. It's been a while since we've seen your face, proverbially. I will turn off T-Rex 1 on this one because I'm sure it's probably mastered. And thank you, by the way, Nexus Demo, for another super chat. You rock. Oops. All right. And I will mute my microphone because the dog is barking in the background while we listen to this. Let's give it a listen. Nice. As usual, excellent job. Wow. Dude. Excellent job. DJP, yet again, your song, orchestral, huge, stereo spread, followed up with this Mob the Gamers, orchestrals, huge, stereo spread. You guys have really nailed this, like taking full advantage of the stereo field. And just the mixes are just sounding stellar, like top shelf stuff going on here. Absolutely amazing. I wanted to, because you kind of brought this up, we are at 25 viewers and 21 likes now. Yes, we're climbing. Let's get that to 25. You've kind of brought up a point here. And with this whole rap thing, so I'm going to give you sort of a backstage pass, so to speak, to something I've been working on here with somebody at our local assembly. This is a young person. If it'll let me actually open it. Oh, why it's not letting me. Oh, there it goes. I've called it Grandmaster B. That's obviously not going to be the name of it. But check this out. So I actually made this in BandLab just to try to start using BandLab. So thought it was pretty cool. So let's check this out. Not to try to upstage that, because there's no way I could upstage that. Dude, that was absolutely, yeah, bonkers. So to give you sort of a backstory of what we're getting ready to listen to. So this young man, he is just got inducted into college. He got a full ride scholarship, super intelligent young man. He's wanting to write some rap songs. He was kind of afraid because he's like, well, you know, rap and church and Christian, it doesn't go good together. And I'm like, why not? I mean, every genre of music you take, it's an express It's an expressive emotion. God gives that emotion. God gives you the talent. I mean, within the boundaries of certain, frameworks, why not? So this is the beat that he gave me, and I have my portion of it done. I'm still waiting on his portion. But I wanted to kind of show you real quickly. This is what I didn't really take a lot of time lyrically to write this, but yeah, I think it sounds pretty good. Let's check it. Okay, so the vocals is all me.
Things are winding up. Yeah. Red alert, the siren sounding loud and clear, but it ain't found in rearview mirrors. No turning back, straight ahead. This ain't no game, command to conquer. All the same, they flood the scream of fear. They try to divide us, stir up hatred inside us, ringing the bell like tinnitus. The battle is waged between our ears. Hey, and need a reminder, greater is he that's inside us. Praising the midnight, Paul and Silas, listen to faith over fear. Cause they're killing the babies, injecting with rabies, turning them into ladies, slowly stripping our freedoms away. Do we? Buy by the guidelines, set on the sidelines. No, the shot clock is ticking, we got an army to raise. Hey, dry bones, get up, come alive, get up, game time. Yep, hey, final four, final round, listen for the trumpet sound. And we're gonna meet him in the sky.
Obviously has a lot of work that needs to be done on it, but man, I'm telling you that I love that kind of music. And it's outside of the norm from, I'm used to writing sort of these ballad style type worship songs or bluesy style type songs or storytellers type songs. And so with this being the genre that it is, I love delving into that genre. I've always been a big fan of hip hop and rap anyway, growing up. Been a big fan of pretty much every musical genre out there, except for DJ country. But I'm actually working on a country song, and that's the that's the unveiling of that. Because I've had a lot of people, they've heard me dissing the country stuff, and they're like, "Oh, come on, man!" But I'm actually behind the scenes it's been a while now because I don't know how to put country songs together, so I'm working on that. But Sean Devine, yeah, dude, he's got some crazy stuff. Yeah, I've heard of him. Actually, he's got some awesome mixing tips too. Love some of his mixing tips. But yeah, thank you to everyone who had submitted. The songs were amazing. Yet again, top shelf stuff. I got to say, if I had to choose a winner from this week, I'm going to go with 𝗧𝗵𝗄 𝗧𝗵𝗂, just simply because he went outside of the boundaries of what he's normally used to doing, and he nailed it. He did a great job at it. So congratulations, 𝗧𝗵𝗄, on your song, the willful dismissal of all that is happy. Great job, man. You all did a great job. Everyone is a winner, in my opinion. But you all did a great job. It's awesome to think that this started back during a time when lockdown had just started. And I won't mention the C word because for some reason, YouTube starts flagging you for stuff. But it seems like over the years since that's happened, not only have we kept going, but like it's just gotten better and better and better. So thank you guys so much for all of your awesomeness. I seen Stephen Parker slip in here. Let's give him a round of applause. I think he's a first timer. I do believe so. So yeah, he says, how do I submit? I believe DJ has just answered that, but if he hasn't, let me go back up here just to make sure. Yep, he has. Good deal. Thank you, DJ, for being on top of it. Maybe one of these days soon, I'll actually release that country song, and maybe, DJ, I'll get your take on it, seeing how this is sort of your your forte. I'd love to get your take on it and maybe have you help me with it. So, absolutely, Mob. I totally get that. Totally get that. All right. So I think that about wraps up today's song contest. Once again, you guys did an awesome job. You guys are awesome. And we'll go ahead and we'll wrap it up.
But not until we spin the wheel of awesomeness. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is 𝗧cie 𝗁𝗵𝗀 taking over the show, getting ready to spin the wheel of awesomeness. And every time I do this, my voice gets a little more awesome. Let's spin it.
The Wheel of Awesomeness has spoken. Let's talk about a little known fact. All right. So actually I've got one today, and this is going to be shameless promotion, but I don't even care. You know what? Little known fact. Robert has started another podcast. Now, if you all know the previous podcast that I have, which is Home Studio Simplified, you can find it on Apple iTunes. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it pretty much anywhere you get your podcasts. I've got episodes on there all the way up to like episode 60, 70 something. I don't even remember. I haven't posted an episode to that though since February of the beginning of this year. Reason being is I haven't been doing a lot of interviews here on the channel, and I just haven't really been creating a lot of content about, I can only say so much about producing music in a home studio. And I also have been lending myself to some other areas in my life, particularly in ministry. I started up, I should say, it's not just me, but our church started up a drug and alcohol rehabilitation program called Freedom Alliance, of which I am the program director. That has also led me down this path of wanting to create other forms of content. So I do have another channel now that's called Freedom Alliance, and I'm rarely posting to it because I like the one-on-one aspect of people actually in a class together. But for people who kind of like miss lessons or something, I have been loading some videos on there, which is kind of like a glimpse into what we would do in one of our classes. That's called Freedom Alliance. But then I've just recently launched a new podcast called The Pentecostal Perspective. So for those of you that don't know, maybe you've been wondering, I've never been shy about my faith. I've always been very straightforward and open with you that I am a believer in Jesus Christ. And that's why this is a clean channel. That's why everything that we do on this channel, we try to make sure that your kids can listen in on it. I've shared my faith before. I've prayed with people on this channel before. I've through private Zoom calls and things like that. You know, it started out as me trying to help someone set up their home studio that lived in the first one that comes to mind that lived in Scotland. And it was so cool. We got to connect on that level. It's like, oh, I'm Scottish. This is cool. And you're actually from Scotland. And we closed out that session. I got him set up and ready to go. All of his stuff was working properly. And then before we closed it out, he actually asked me, will you pray with me? And it was so cool. That's happened on numerous occasions where I've got to pray with people all over the world about, you know, maybe they're getting ready to go into the hospital, or maybe they've got some marital issues or whatever it might be. And we've been able to pray about that. And so a big aspect of my life, for those of you who have heard my testimony, I used to be, starting at age 13, I started dabbling in drugs and alcohol. By the age of 15, I was a full-blown alcoholic. By the age of 21, though, at the age of 21, God completely delivered me from all of that addiction. I didn't have any DTs, no withdrawals. And so since then, God has been transforming my life and using that testimony as well as sort of this straightforward, like no nonsense approach to the Bible. And I've been using this to try to help people get a better grasp and a better understanding of the Word of God and of who Jesus is. And the reason I'm so adamant about this is because what I see a lot of times is in the world that we live now is a lot of people are trying to teach you about religion. They're trying to teach you all these religious practices. And they say that if you do X, Y, and Z, this is what it takes to make it to heaven or to be in favor with God. But Jesus Christ, who I believe was God in the flesh, he did not come to this world. He was not born in a manger to start a religion. He was not born in a manger. He did not spend 33 years on this earth just for the simple sake of starting a religion. He did found the church. He did start the church, but the church itself wasn't even founded on religion. There are religious practices. I mean, we have them, but the main thing that Jesus Christ came to this earth for, the main thing that he robed himself in flesh, became a baby, walked this earth, healed the sick, raised the dead, caused the blinded eye to see, ultimately gave his life upon a cross at Calvary, was dead, was buried, rose on the third day. The entire reason for him doing that was to repair a relationship, not to restore or to build up a religion, but to repair a relationship. And when you have a relationship with Jesus Christ, that completely changes everything. That's a whole new ball game then. And so this podcast, The Pentecostal Perspective, is basically just straightforward Bible studies, like short Bible studies that you can digest on your lunch breaks. And I'm also taking questions from the audience. There's a texting service number that's attached to it where you can actually text in questions. And what I hope to do from this is to just present the Bible in a no-nonsense way, to simplify, again, the Bible, and to make it something that would be tangible for everyone. I want everyone to get something from this. And whether you agree with my points or not, it's called The Pentecostal Perspective because I am Apostolic Pentecostal, but it's written for anybody, for anyone from any denomination, whatever your background might be. I'm just giving you how I see the scripture from a Pentecostal's perspective, and hopefully helping to answer a lot of questions about Pentecostals, because I think we get a bad rap. A lot of people, we say, we hear all kinds of stuff. You guys are holy rollers. You guys are snake handlers. You guys are this. You guys are that. And so what I'm aiming to do also is not to clear our name. We don't have to do that. The Word of God, the Spirit of God in our services, there's a reason why it's the fastest growing denomination in the world, because it works. It worked for me 20 years ago. I'm going on 21 years now of sobriety because of the power of Jesus Christ, because of that Pentecostal experience that I experienced on August 18th in 2008. Because of all of that, it's made me what I am today. And so this podcast, I would encourage you to go over and check it out. It's on Apple. I have a link to the channel now as well. At the bottom of the Home Studio Simplified channel, you'll see other channels that I run. And I've put that link up there, and I'm kind of just putting myself out there. But this is the new podcast venture that I've started. I love doing it. I've already got a lot of people that have commented and have said that they're getting a lot out of it. So it's not that I'm completely doing away with the other one. I do need to upload maybe, Creative Devices, Kagan's. I need to upload our talks that we did as well, our interview. But this is sort of the direction I feel like my life is leading me right now. I want to help as many people as I possibly can get a relationship with Jesus Christ. It's so awesome to see here in the chat too. Andrew Tidwell says, I was an addict for 6 years, been clean for 8 years. God saved me, saved my life. Thanks for your testimony. Dude, that is awesome. Joe Dalk, I'm going to probably butcher that last name, sorry. He says, I had my own addiction from the age of 13 till May of 2022. Been clean for almost 20 months. Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. And I'm sure there's many more here that will pass cross the path of this channel that may have similar stories. And that's what I feel like that's where the Lord is leading me right now, to share more of that aspect of things. And I'm still keeping up with the channel. We're still having our live streams. I'm still doing some demos every once in a while, some reviews. In fact, I have another really cool EQ that I've just demoed. And 𝗏𝗏. Okay, awesome. I think that's an L in there. It's hard to see on my screen, and my vision's not the best, but I think it's 𝗏𝗏. Very cool. So yeah, that's little known fact. I've started this new podcast. If you have a chance and you go and you listen to it, I would appreciate if you would leave a review in Apple iTunes. It's super simple. On your iPhone, you find the podcast on the podcast app. It's called The Pentecostal Perspective. Once you find it, oh, that's awesome, MJ Cat. That's awesome, man. You keep up the good work. You can do it. You can do it. But with that being said, so click on that. You can follow the podcast from there, but if you scroll down to the bottom, it'll say leave a review. You can leave it a 1 to 5 stars, and then it'll ask you to leave a short review. If you could do that, that would be awesome. It would help to get that out to a wider audience, and I would greatly appreciate that, because the whole goal of this is to help as many people as possible. And the episodes that are uploaded now, there's 5 of them. We're going to jump all over the place. We're going to get to some really cool topics here pretty soon. I'm hoping, it's just a matter of time and, putting that out there. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. And thank you all for being just awesome. You guys, there's not a lot of group of people that I could get on here on a live stream and talk about what I just talked about with you guys and not get a bunch of hate comments so you guys are just awesome. Thank you all so much for allowing me to just be myself. Until next time, I love each and every one of you. Remember that we can dream alone. We can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. God bless you guys.